The Constitution will not be saved in Washington. The Constitution will not be saved in Washington. The Constitution will not be saved in Washington.
Travis Wingutzel, the ballot has come in the mail. Let's make sure that it's going to be legitimate, that I can sign it, and then we'll fill her up and then have her out for tomorrow. Let's get all this out of the way. Okay. All right. Alright, and here's the general ballot. Get to, there were bugs all over the place. Brought them in from outside, I guess. Okay. This will be the signature. Sherry's usually on top of things. So even though she's a Republican, I believe, she gets the job done. Okay, here's the security sleeve. And we don't sign the security sleeve here in Utah. And then here's the envelope. And yes, it will count. Now, I have never voted for a president who has been officially running for president ever before. The first time when I was 18 in 1998, when Bush was running against whoever was the Democrat, I have no idea, maybe Dukakis. I voted for Bill and Opus. My first time voting, and because of my high school education in government, I voted for Bill and Opus because I trusted them more than either candidate. Alrighty, so we'll get a black pen. Where is a black pen? There we go. Alright. Now the thing is that if we stick with President Trump, we'll go back to getting no money when you're unemployed from coronavirus. You won't get any more money per month because the Republicans don't think you're good enough. They want you to work. And so they want you to get coronavirus. And so they don't want to give you money while you're unemployed and dealing with coronavirus. And so those are some things to consider, as Biden will return the regular monthly money for those unemployed. And I'm willing to bet it'll be more, because there'll be a blue wave sweeping through both houses of Congress. And so you can guarantee there's going to be more than $600. If you need a refresher, when Bush tanked our economy as it was spiraling out of control into oblivion, Obama saved us by increasing the debt. Now, Trump has spiraled us out of control by doubling the debt that Obama ended with. Yeah. You can go to debt clock, U.S. debt clock. And it will show you the current debt as it just keeps ticking away 24/7. And we're over $27 trillion in debt. But that's how Obama saved us. Because the Republican Congress did not want to do anything other than help the big banks and increase the debt. So that they can then blame Obama to the American people to get him out of office. And that failed. So they had to do Operation Red Map on top of that for 2012. And so, yeah, the Democrats are going to be increasing the amount of debt. But, as they've told us, they're going to go after the big corporate businesses who have not been paying taxes. That's where they're going to get the compensated money from. And so that needs to be understood. And so, yeah, if you want the corporations to continue to get money and you continue to suffer financially, by all means, vote for Trump. And you can say, oh, Travis, you're being hyperbolic. Trump is the greatest president ever. I'm doing so much better having lost my job to coronavirus and blaming Democrats for it. And not getting any more money. Because it's the Democrats' fault under a Republican-controlled government. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you keep believing that. And so, yes, we're also going to get more money per month rather than just a one-time deal. And so it'll most likely be more than $1,200 for each. But we'll see. You know, if it's an extra $1,200 per month, great. But we're going to get something. We have to wait until January when everybody takes over. And so probably starting in February, they will rush it out. I don't understand why corporations and businesses, even mom and pop businesses, need anything. They should be all shut down. And you say, well, how are they going to survive? How are their businesses going to... They're not. They're supposed to be shut down. You don't give money to businesses. You give money to the people. People run businesses. People work for businesses. Why then would we want to give money to the businesses also? So that never made sense to me, unless you're a Republican and you really don't care about the people. And so, yes, this time, even though I don't like communism, the Republican Party has forced us, extorted our vote to vote Democrat in order to survive. And yes, I do fear a full Democratic government with only the Supreme Court to step in to be a check and balance with two other branches that can override it. And so, bugs. Let me put up my bug zapper. And so, I'm not really too concerned in the sense that it's better than Trump. The frying pan is better than the fire. Not quite sure on that, but it'll work for me in the short term. But I do worry Because Trump said he refuses to quit, refuses to give up, refuses to go down. And he's purposely tanking his whole election because he knows he's already going to rig it. You know, the Supreme Court, that's not the only thing he's doing. He's doing a whole bunch of stuff. Don't be fooled by the left-wing media who goes, oh no, he's putting in Amy Coney Barrett, who was in Bush v. Gore. Tongue twister. That's not the only thing he's doing. Remember, he's been putting out fake mailboxes. He's got Russia and others calling out to China. He's doing all sorts of stuff to screw up this election. And on top of it all, martial law. So this ballot, for the first time, as I'm actually going to pick a president, and yes, it's Biden, it won't count anyway. It would be nice if my fellow Utahns came to their senses and realized, you know what? Maybe we do want more money and not being tortured to death. But they have the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which has already been torturing us since our birth. And yes, Mormons, you've not been... We're going to have to maybe spray Lysol all over the place and suffocate them to death. Unbelievable. Being assaulted. So, let's go over it. We've got slavery on the ballot. If you didn't hear the news, where is it? C. Yep, there it is. Shall the Utah Constitution be amended to make the following changes to the Utah Constitution's ban on slavery and involuntary servitude? See, the church put slavery on the Utah Constitution. Hello? Don't be fooled. Let me go back to the origins of the Utah Constitution here. Bugs. Where's my bug zapper? Alright. Utah Constitution. Archives. Huh. Constitution of Utah, Wikipedia. Alrighty, history. Utah Constitution was drafted at a convention that opened on March 4th, 1895 in Salt Lake City. The Constitution was later approved by the citizens of Utah. Uh-oh! Mormons approved slavery in 1895. It took 7 times to get the Constitution approved by the government. 7 times? Did the citizens not want slavery? Oh my God! Utahns had drafted 7 previous constitutions starting in 1849. Brigham Young. As part of repeated attempts to become a state. Yep. However, Congress refused to admit Utah, or Deseret, as the territory originally wished it to be called, until Mormon settlers of Utah renounced polygamy. And even in 1895, they were still secretly practicing it. They were just deceiving the government. Oh yeah, we're complying. Yeah, Shh. Shut up, third wife. So yeah, there it is. Brigham Young, the 1849 Constitution. Let's see if I can find a PDF of it. Oh man. Library, BYU Education, Constitution of the State of Deseret, with the journal. BYU Library might not. Constitution of the State of Deseret. '17. See, it troubles me when it's got BYU Studies Quarterly. That stands for interference. Hello? Alright, there we go. The next day, what? Council of 50. Well, sure enough, it's somebody writing a paper on it. Trying to explain it away. It's not really slavery. They were given an opportunity to work and make money. Okay. Seriously, guys? And it takes 1 billion years to upload. Alright, we're coming back to this. So you can download, but it's each page that you have to download. I wonder if I can do... Yeah, it's taken a very long time to load. Oh, 17? Okay. Maybe I can do a download of all 17 pages. Okay. Yeah, their Mormon encyclopedia, they only allow 1 page at a time to be viewed and thus downloaded. Alright. So, Brock Pierce, Carla Ballard. Well, yes, obviously I want them. What's UNA? Unitarians? Unaffiliated candidates. Really? So somebody's running as an unaffiliated. And there's Kanye. Michelle Tidball? Who's she? I'm not hip on the new generation of stuff, guys, so please excuse me. I probably could do the download now, can't I? This item. So it's not going to be the whole thing. So now I got to check to confirm that it's 12.8 megabytes. Looks like it is doing multiple pages here. Good. Alright. Joseph R. Biden. Who's he? Don Blankenship. William Moore. Joe Jorgensen. Jeremy Cohen. Joe McHugh. Elizabeth Storm. Howie Hawkins. Oh, I was going to say, no Donald Trump and Mike Pence? That would be awesome! And then Gloria La Riva is running all by herself. And then you got to make sure not to go outside the lines. fill it all in. God. Alright. So it's at 2.8 megabytes still. It's going to take a billion years to process, I guess. Alright. U.S. Representative District number 4. There's Burgess Owens, Ben McAdams, who's doing an interesting commercial. He has Republicans voting for him, and they're calling themselves out as Republican in his commercial. Very interesting, Ben. And since he is the only Utahn to not betray our country with not the indictment, I guess the indictment of Trump. But so yeah, fine. We'll do Ben again because he'll vote with the Democrats. Gotta color in the line. If I don't color in the line, rejection. Lieutenant Governor. We don't want Spencer Cox. He's the one that is involved in murdering us here in Utah. Do you understand that? They purposely caused it. Now they're blaming you if you get the virus. You don't want to vote for somebody like that. And so I have no idea who these other people are. Chris Peterson, Karina Brown, Greg Durden. I do know a Durden. He's an IAP, which is an independent American. It's not the Independent Party, though, is it? Well, I guess it is the party. Independent American Party. So it's the unaffiliated that are independent. Daniel Reed Cottom. Let's do some investigation here. Has failed. Network error? What the hell? Failed. Dear God. Okay. So, Greg Durden. How close are you to death? You're 71 years old. Why do we want you when you're about to die? Alright, let's find out about Daniel. Daniel Reed Cottom. Okay. Well, he looks like he's 18. Candidate for governor. Libertarian Party. CottomForUtah.org. Oh, he's a doctor. Doctor of what? MD. Medical doctor. Oh. Oh, this is probably somebody Utah would want. Somebody who's not trying to kill us with a health crisis, but an actual doctor who will know exactly what to do. BYU Idaho threatens suspension for students intentionally getting coronavirus to sell plasma. If they try to get the coronavirus, they will be suspended from school. BYU Idaho issued a statement Monday saying that administrators are deeply troubled. The NFL can't stop corona by administering 400,000 tests to all. Okay. Instead of suspending them, we should be thanking them. They literally are saving lives. Yes, he does understand. Utah wants to punish for increasing the stat numbers. How dare you? And he's saying, wow, they're willing to sacrifice their lives to save others by having plasma tests and antibodies. Okay, so yeah, we do want a doctor. So you win my vote, Cotton. Even though you're libertarian. Alrighty. Gotta think outside the box for this. State Attorney General. No, we don't want Sean Reyes. He was all cool and hip because he, dropped the charges against me. But he then failed to help prosecute those against me. So we need to find somebody else. Scordis. He's a Democrat, but Greg Scordis. He's a lawyer. Okay. Sort of have to have legal background to be an attorney general. Because the law should work for the people of Utah. Well, that's a good start. Rather than to the businesses, especially one particular monopoly corporation that runs the state of Utah, as all Mormons know. Fair outcomes for those who are innocent or guilty. Oh, you're guilty? Well, you're free. Oh, man. Easy for the law to abandon the powerless. Okay, he knows the right words to use, but what is your history? I have represented victims of crimes. What is your history? I'm probably not going to find it on his campaign site. So let's do, the message we got was a long time coming. As far as the message we got was a long time coming. So hundreds march in downtown Salt Lake. Ballotpedia? Is this a site for us to go to? Ballotpedia. Huh. Interesting. It's for American politics. Oh. They have the other two also. Not seeing any information. It's not helping me. Alright. Desert Paul. Lawyer ratings, he has 1 star out of 5. He doesn't represent his defense clients. Oh, not good. Okay, so let's try the Rudy Bautista. think he lives out here. I think I remember him running for office at one point in time. Rudy! Okay. Utah criminal attorney profile. Criminal defendant. Merchant Marine Academy in Kings Point, New York. Okay, so he served our country. Alright, what do you got for us here? He has handled complex white-collar cases and serious aggravated felonies. So he defends white-collar criminals, like the church, who owns the state of Utah? That's not good. Murder to DUI. Your loved one has been arrested. Call. One of the few criminal defense attorneys in private practice who is qualified under Utah Supreme Court rules to represent clients facing the death penalty. So he'll let those on death row go. I'm not sure I want that. Although, as Utah is a hardcore alt-right red, we may need somebody like that to free innocent people. Yeah, let's do it. Maybe he'll go after the cops. I'm not going to do all of them, obviously, because you guys are already bored. But state auditor. Oh man, I gotta find out who the auditor was who just gave the audit and slammed the government. Okay, one last one here. Let's see. Utah audit released. Okay. For the press, Office of the Auditor, Utah government. Who are ya? Who are ya? Come on. Who are ya? Not helping. Recent audit reports. Audit scrutinizes. There we go. KUTV. Office of the State Auditor released, because it doesn't say incumbent. Improvement. Emergency office. Jim reports for the auditors. Come on, guys. Who's the auditor? The auditor. How hard is it to figure out? Okay, here we are. John Dougal, State Auditor. Alright, you get my vote. Going against Herbert, you get to keep your job. Alrighty. Because then we'll have a Dr. Governor who won't be knocked down in an audit, because he'll be taking care of us rather than that otherwise. And then we'll get an Attorney General who will put the police back in their place. Alright. 12.3. Come on, don't fail me now. Alright, so treasurer, you don't need to know about. Representative district, county mayor. We're going to have to see the county mayor and the city mayor. I don't know if the city mayor's on here. I'm not seeing a city mayor, but the county mayor is here. So we're going to have to get rid of the one in charge because she did not handle coronavirus well. She did not handle Operation Rio Grande well. She did not handle the protests well, etc., etc., etc. Assessor, recorder, surveyor, there's only one. Treasurer. Judicial retention. I always put no on all the judges. They do not get to keep their job, but they always end up keeping their job because Utahns say, "Oh, they're a judge, okay, we'll let them keep." Good, it's cleared. Excellent. I have got the Constitution of Deseret. And so content dm.lib.byu.edu and then /18MP182/1846/ID/24495 in case anybody wants to find it themselves. Alrighty. So remember, Brigham Young is the racist who put slavery on our Constitution. Joseph Smith ran for President of the United States of America as the first abolitionist. And he was assassinated. Wonder by who? Of course I don't recognize any of these judges. So, nice to... Well, judges keep going on the backside. A billion judges to... why is Paul C. Fair? He's a judge in 2 cities? Alright. And so here we'll go over the word problems. We have up to Amendment G. Constitutional Amendment A. Shall the Utah Constitution be amended to change words that apply to a single gender? Seriously? To words that not limit to a single gender, such as the word persons. First of all, man is defined in multiple ways. It is human. Otherwise, it is the sex gender of man. And so, when they say the single gender, they're making a mistake there. So I know what they're doing, but yeah, I guess the neuter gender usage would be better, but quit changing the definitions. That would be the first thing we need to do. Be amended, yes. Think about it all the time. Think about it all the time. Da, 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 da. 130, huh? All right, Constitutional Amendment B. Shall the Utah Constitution be amended to specify that certain requirements that a person must meet to be eligible for the office of senator or representative in the Utah legislature apply at the time the person is elected or appointed? Yes, that's the way it is with the federal, because you can't run for president if you don't qualify, and so thus you can't run for vice president if you don't qualify to be president. It disqualifies you. But I understand that the the state level doesn't have those issues. But apply at the time the person is elected or appointed. Yeah. They're just the dumbest things that they're correcting here. And they're making us do it because apparently they can't figure it out for themselves. Why can't they figure it out? Like removing slavery? How hard is it for the legislator to remove it? We need to remove it. Done. That simple. They don't need permission. They gotta do it. It's the law. Shall the Utah Constitution, C, be amended to make the following changes to the Utah Constitution's ban on slavery and involuntary servitude, and remove language that allows slavery and involuntary servitude as a punishment for crime, and clarify that the ban does not affect the otherwise lawful administration of criminal justice system. Well, that's what the Constitution of the United States already says. So yeah, God, unbelievable. And so yes, the church is for this, by the way, Mormons. So even though you think, well, Brigham Young said we're supposed to have slavery and he's the prophet of God, the church currently, as you won't listen to previous prophets if the living prophet says something else, the living prophet today says vote for Amendment C. Constitutional Amendment D. Shall the Utah Constitution be amended to rewrite a provision related to municipal water rights and resources of water supply? Oh, dear God. Allow a municipality to define the boundary of the municipality's water service area and to set the terms of waters. Yeah. We have problems here in Utah as we get new developments that are just popping up all over the place and need water, and then the farmers have the water diverted away from them. And so that becomes a contentious issue, especially when we're in a desert. Oh, God. And so this requires a little more knowledge about what's really going on before we just say, oh, okay, provisions related to municipal water? Yeah, whatever. So I'll skip that one for the moment. Constitutional Amendment E. Preserve the individual right to hunt and to fish. Oh, dear God. You know this shouldn't have been put on here. Utah is a hunter country. They're not going to say, oh, no, we don't want to hunt. What the hell? Oh, dear God. And so yes, establish a public hunting and fishing as a preferred way of managing and controlling the wildlife. It's not complicated. Let them hunt and fish. And if you're concerned about people that are going and exterminating species, then yes, create a public hunting area so that you can keep the wildlife wild. Dear God. Amendment F. Shall the Utah Constitution be amended? Change when annual general sessions of the Church of Jesus Christ of the Utah legislature begin from the fourth Monday in January to a January in designated by law passed. They don't want to meet on the fourth Monday in January? What the? Exclude state holidays that are not also federal holidays from counting towards the maximum number of... No, I'm against that. If you guys can't figure out how to run your own house, screw you. Shall the Utah Constitution be amended to expand the uses of money the state receives from income taxes and intangible property taxes to include supporting children and supporting people with a disability? And so, in other words, give money to children and the disabled? They have to put this on. Oh my God! Oh my God! Screw the children! My income taxes aren't going to help children. Oh my God, the Zoromite law. That's what this is. This is the Zoromite law. Constitutional Amendment G, the Zoromite law. Do you rich people want to help the poor and disabled and children and... This state is so frustrating. I mean, what year is it? And they can't figure some of this basic stuff out for governance? All right. Dear God, 50 minutes.